I think we might just start off with like just doing some gestures, right? Maybe that's what I should do. Um, I've been doing like very like just armored out characters, but it is kind of like related to the armor of God, right? We're just gonna, I guess, just do another armor of God piece. So I'm gonna start off with doing a thumbnail. Generally, how I start every character off is I do a little thumbnail. So we have a line of action right there. One, two, three, four, five, 5.5. Kind of feel like I've drawn this pose so many times, so. I'm not sure how I'm gonna draw this character. The arms always trip me out. I always like. Either put the shield over here. Put the shield over here. We need the sword of the spirit, which is the word of God. I don't know where I'm going to put the book. Oh, you know what? Maybe I could have like the book right here and then it transform into the sword. There we go. Maybe that can. Gosh, I kind of just want to get this done. I kind of already started it, so I'm going to have to at least try and go for it. I don't know if I'm going to ink it out, though. Lately, I've been really struggling with the inks lately. Okay, let's try and build this character up now. So we're starting with the line of action. Okay, so we're starting with the line of action. If you look up like how to draw thumbnails, this is how I draw every single character. Basically every single character. I do a little drawing, and let's see if I could show this to you guys. Oh no, it's not going to focus. It's too small. Oh, is it too small? Come on. There we go. So we have like a shield. She has a shield. She has a halo. Here's the book, and it's just very vague, right? So now we're gonna, since we have like somewhat of an idea, and I'm using no reference at the moment, so we're gonna build this one up basically in a bigger drawing. Thinking a lot about our anatomy, our perspective, and our proportions. So I'm just going to do a vague proportion grid right here. 5, 6, 7, 7.5. Michelangelo actually, that's kind of the, I don't know, sorry, it's not focusing. Michelangelo actually created this proportion grid. I don't know why it has trouble focusing. Okay, here we go. So we have the line of action. Okay, so this line of action, if you can see, it's actually in here as well. See this little drawing? So the line of action is actually the spine of a person. Or it doesn't have to be a person. It could be an animal. It could be, you know, basically anything with a spine. Actually, anything that moves. I guess the line of action can be actually seen in many things. But the thing about it is that in humans, this would be the spine. And it doesn't always have to be exactly like the spine, right? But this is what I'm going to build everything off of, is this line of action. So we're going to start with the 3 immovable masses, and I will get into that. So the 3 immovable masses are called the head, the torso, and the last piece of the next immovable mass would be the pelvis. Now these things are like blocks, and it's kind of strange that they call them the immovable masses, right? Well, the reason why they call them the 3 immovable masses, these things are very important, is that these only have a certain range of motion, right? You can't have a head go totally 360. You can't have the head go all the way down right here. And also there's a certain range of motion for the torso and the pelvis. So what we're going to do is actually we're going to 3D these out. I actually kind of did that wrong, but oh well. So we're going to square these out. So now we have a 3D shape in here. This is for the pelvis, where the legs are. There's 2 muscles in the legs. So since we have this proportion grid out, one of the major proportions that I've learned from Michelangelo is he always had 5.5. I think it was 5.5. That's where the end of the kneecap was. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5.5. We make a notch right here, and we know that since this is somewhat in perspective right here, that this is actually going to be skewed out just a tad bit. So we're gonna skew that, and we're kind of now these lines aren't completely in perspective correctly, right? But since we're just drawing a character on one plane, we can kind of like guess the perspective. But it is good to know your perspective. So since we know that this is the end of the kneecap, it's a very, very important landmark. So we're gonna try and follow this thumbnail, right? So we know that the end of the pelvis is right here, right? Sorry, it's kind of weird like trying to talk and draw at the same time. Okay, so we're going to draw the knee. This is the shin bone. We generally try and draw the shin bone with a curve. That's what I've been told anyway. That's how I learned how to do it. So now we have a leg. It's a little wonky, but okay, let's draw this next leg. And since we know that that's that one point right there, with the end of the kneecap, we're going to push that one down. And since we see how that's in perspective with that line, we're going to do the same for that right there. It's a little confusing, but once you kind of get it down, you can kind of like, these are things that somewhat like you can kind of remember in some degree. And it's a little off balance. I can already kind of tell it's a little something wonky about it. So that's okay. So the 5.5 heads is definitely a major landmark to remember. So the second one to remember for any figure drawing that we're doing is the end of the pecs or the breasts for a woman. And this is generally women have bigger torsos than they generally have bigger pelvises than men, male characters, so because they bear children. So but here's the thing, is that every person is different, so you will see anomalies and different differences of these variables. So it's not like everybody's the same. So 1, 2, we know that 2 is at the end of the pec. So since we know that that's a landmark right there, can go in. It's also kind of good to like try and think about this as a 3D form. I should fix this leg up a little bit. I kind of like did that one line, but it's actually, there's actually like 2 lines. There's like 2 muscles in the leg right here that I somewhat remember. I might be wrong though. So take my word with a grain of salt. Okay, so from here we're going to draw. So see how I have this shield on this little drawing right here? Well, the thing that I've been told is it's always good to draw through the form. Even if it doesn't seem like it's going to be, even if you're going to draw something on top of it, right? So there's going to be a shield on top of this arm. But I did draw that arm. If you can see it just a little bit, there is a little arm right there. So we're going to actually draw that in. So with the arms, I guess I should draw this one, but we'll go into the arms. Okay, so arm. Let's just try and get this a little bit more. Okay, so this right here. So sometimes some lines you have to kind of like, see how I just made that a little big with that torso? Well, I'm actually just going to, I kind of cut it in right there, and this is actually going to be the deltoid. You know, the deltoid is like that shoulder muscle. Sorry, it's not in focus. So the deltoid is the shoulder muscle. The bicep is, you know, your bicep, the one in the middle, and then you have their forearms and stuff like that. So this right here is the deltoid. We're going to go the deltoid, and then we're going to go into the bicep. And then we're going to, from the bicep, we know that we can go into the forearm now. Kind of a little sketchy, but oh well. We're going to draw this one now too. So, deltoid into the bicep, into the forearm. There's also the elbow right there, so the thing is like I feel like I'm gonna have to do another layer on top of this. I messed up. I think this head needs to be pushed a little bit more over here, but okay, so we have the baseline structure of our character, and now we can go in and build off of this structure. Now this structure is very, very, very important. This is like very, you know, because if we were to animate something, if you wanted to animate this, this is the baseline model. And to animate something like this, what we would do is we would go in and we would draw it from the front, we would draw it from the side, and we would draw it from the back, and we would draw it from 3/4 angle. If we could draw this in every single angle, you can basically start drawing it and you can start moving it and start animating it and stuff like that. But that's just so much work. So for like a 10-second or maybe even a 5-second thing, there's like 17 drawings or 15 drawings you need to do or something like that. Okay, so let's see here. We're gonna draw, I think we're gonna cut the shield just a little bit as well. We have our shield. We're gonna draw a cross on it because it's gonna be kind of like the armor of God stuff. So we have that right there. I actually messed up this perspective, but the thing is, that's why we're doing it like this. But I have this sword like that, so I should have actually drawn the sword before I drew like this hand. I'm actually gonna erase that. So let me get my eraser out. I use very cheap materials, by the way. It's not like I have anything fancy, right? Just erasing this hand. You guys still there? Oh, well. I'm just doing this for documentation purposes. Because I think normally people just watch the VODs anyway. They generally don't watch me when I'm actually streaming, so... okay, so sometimes how to get the angle of the hand, especially if it's holding like a sword or something, you want to draw the object before you, trying to get this right. There we go. So that is like that, and then there's going to be that book. I mean, maybe it could be a spear, but I don't know. That's the thing, is in the armor of God, it says that the sword is the sword of the Spirit, which is the Word of God. I'm going to try and make it somehow with the book into this sword, which is actually going to be very challenging. But I guess that's one of the things that you really don't know. Now, see with the hands are kind of a strange square-like shape. You can just think about this. That's a little pinky right there. Nice. Oh, thanks, dude. Yeah, I used to be really, really into drawing. But the thing was, I get kind of burnt out of drawing. For some reason, I don't get burnt out riding my bike, but I do get burnt out drawing. It's very strange. For some reason, the bike is just so interactive. Like I just don't get bored. I mean, it probably seems boring to other people, but I don't know, man. Something about just the bike, it just makes me, I don't know, just want to just keep riding. Okay, so this is the hilt of the sword, you know, like that hilt part, and then we're going to kind of give this sword some oomph, and very lightly too, because we're going to try and, because you know in Ephesians where it says the sword of the Spirit is the word of God, so I'm going to try and, so that's kind of our baseline thing, and that it's basically been built from that, right? But the thing is in order to draw this right here, because it's not like I'm just drawing some little drawing. I'm trying to do the exact same thing I'm doing here, except I'm just doing it smaller, right? So, and the thing is that this layer right here, sometimes it doesn't work out. Sometimes these don't work out either too. So sometimes it's like sometimes like, well, generally now I can kind of tell when they're going to work out, but sometimes I've drawn many of these and then you pick like one and then you're like, okay, well, I'm going to build it up and you're going to do this, right? Sometimes they don't work out. It's weird. It sounds strange, but sometimes a thumbnail won't work out in actual, when you're constructing it out. Yeah. Okay. So, okay. I got confused here. Let's see here. Okay. So we have the portrait. The portrait is its own little thing. Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna go into. So for the so for this drawing right here, sometimes I was lucky. This one actually worked out, but there's been hundreds and hundreds, maybe even thousands of these drawings that I've done, and they don't work out. And so what if generally sometimes if you know, like when you draw on a piece of paper and you keep drawing it and keep drawing it and keep drawing it, it's kind of like hard to erase, right? Well, sometimes the best thing to do is just to restart it, right? So sometimes what I'll do is I'll even just take, see this see how this is see-through right here? Well, you know, like those light boxes that those animators use? Well, this is kind of like an improv light box, right? You can get your phone light and just or any light, honestly. You can probably even use just the light from outside, and you can use the light and see how that's like see-through. You can use the light and use it as a light box. And then what I'll do is say I was gonna mess this up, like I've drawn it too many times. I do another layer on top, and then I'll light box it, and then try and follow that same grid pattern I did right there, right? Sometimes you just got to do that. Sometimes it's nice to, and sometimes like the thing is that people also do this on Photoshop. So you know, like on Photoshop where you can like flip it horizontally, so you can like flip it upside down and then like see through it upside down, right? Well, you can do that traditionally too. You just have to use a light box, and that's how you can do it. And it sounds strange, you know, because sometimes it's like, well, why do you want to draw it over again, right? Well, the thing is, well, I'm probably not going to do it on this one because I kind of feel like I kind of got it down on this one, but like on other drawings, sometimes just drawing it again, just there's something that just pops out, like a new idea or a new just some sort of new thing that happens, right? A new little scribble. Like, see, sometimes these little scribbles, you know, sometimes they end up turning into things, right? Sometimes your mess ups start turning into things that actually start turning into things. It's late. Good luck. It was really nice meeting you. Oh, thanks, man. No worries, dude. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, these are always, so I always highlight them so you can always just watch them later. Farewell, brother. Brother of the faith. Keep the faith, man. What was I doing? Oh yeah, I was getting some music going. Do 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 do. I wonder if there's like some oh wait, didn't I have some of that music in here? Let's see here. Copyright free music. I thought I had. Oh wait, here we go. Kind of wondering, like, how can I make this character different than my other characters? That is the question. Maybe I could put a lion in the background. Farewell, everybody. Continue to try your best and never give up. God's good. God helps to establish our steps, and even if the world seems crazy right now, right? But just know that, you know, even the smallest seed of faith that you have can get watered. So just remember that. Hey! Oh! I'm drawing a picture. What are you doing? Oh. Okay, well, how do I make a book transform into a sword? Let's see. Okay, well, I put the book right there, so let's just try and... I put a lion right here. Maybe. Man, my finger hurts. Actually, it doesn't hurt. It just hurts a little bit. It just kind of stinks that, like, it's like right on my knuckle, so every time I every time I move this knuckle, it kind of like cracks open the wound. A little bit. But it'll heal over. What am I doing here? Okay, we're gonna do the pencil layer now. See, it's kind of weird doing these characters in one sitting. I'm gonna take a little breather right now. Well, actually no, let's just get it done, right? I think that's why I like the drum and bass, because I did put on this like more ambient music, like, right? But the drum and bass just like kind of like just gets me going, right? It's like, all right, go time. Let's get this done. No. Okay, we're gonna do the pencil layer now. Okay, I need to get actually another piece of paper because... Oh, here it is. Never mind. I have it right here. Hand piece of paper. Okay, let's get this done. Let's get this done. Okay, so since we have the construction layer down, right? See this? So see how we have this construction layer down? So this next layer that we're going to do on top of this is going to be like kind of, it's like more like improvisational. Darn, I kind of don't like this one. Oh well. Trying to see what I could do to make it different, right? Okay, so we have the Helmet of Salvation, Breastplate of Righteousness. Oh, the Belt of the Gospel of Truth. I'm going to do another belt. I always like to do a leaf belt, a leaf fanny pack. kind of feel like this halo needs to be a little bit smaller, right? A little bit smaller, a little bit more up instead of that tangent. There was a tangent right there. I kind of feel like I need to redo the face too. She kind of has like an expression I wasn't kind of trying to go for. It's that one eyebrow right there. That's definitely what it is. There we go. Hmm. Just gotta get done, right? How long has this taken so far? See, that's the thing. I feel like if I don't get this done right now, I'm just not gonna be. I'm not gonna do it. Every time I always just procrastinate. You know. I don't know what that's called when you have to just do it right away. Otherwise, you just don't want to do it anymore. What's that called? It's called something, I think. I don't know what it is. I don't know how long this one's taken so far, but here's some of this stuff. Here's some Silver Knight maybe. I don't know how I'm gonna like. How do you draw like an energy sword from the word, right? From the Bible. That's what I'm trying to like figure out. So we have, okay, so let's draw the book first. I'm gonna draw the book first. we're going to draw the pages. There we go. Something like that. Some sort of energy sword. I guess we could put a tabard on her. It kind of seems like I have to push the leg out just a little bit more. Kind of seems a little imbalanced, huh? Push this leg out a little bit more. we're gonna try and draw a line behind this character. I think I drew this line too big. Yeah, I did. Darn. Maybe. Definitely did. One, two, three. Gosh, I messed that up. Ah. Darn it, I should have drawn this. I should have thought this out more. I just like tried to add it in. I mean, I guess what I could do is I could try and just put like trees or something right here. I'll be right back. Ay, Then take a little break. I'll be back. Okay. Man, I don't know how to like really draw lions. I have drawn a couple lions, but bring some reference out for this one. Yeah, lions are weird. Yeah, this drawing is hard. I don't like it. I might have to just do another layer because I'm digging it. I've messed this up so bad. Like, oh, darn it. I should have just pushed it back, like, you know, like a little bit, because now it's like doesn't make sense with the perspective. Alright, that looks better. Kinda. Man, this one was hard. I'm not gonna lie, this one, I don't know why I drew a line. I guess I'm gonna have to draw a line. I'm gonna have to learn how to draw lines. I've drawn like maybe, this is my maybe 4th line I've ever drawn. I gotta get better at it. Should I try and ink it out? I mean, I guess I could try and ink it out. Kind of feel like I should do another pencil layer. This next layer, if I ink it out, I just feel like I don't have enough information to truly ink it out correctly, right? I feel like I've guessed a lot of this stuff, and then if I'm already guessing on stuff like this, then I'm gonna even guess even more when I start to ink it. Seems hard. I don't know why I put that line. I mean, I know why I put the line there. It's just... it's hard to draw. It's like it doesn't look... it's not, like, as easy as the other ones. The other ones already flowed out very correctly, right? But this one's just like... now I'm... here's the problem, is I feel like I should try and ink it, but if I'm already a little stressed going into this pencil drawing, I mean, I can only imagine how much more stressed if I mess it up, right? Oh, goodness. Alright, let's just try and make it. This is either it's gonna work or I'm gonna just fail this. Oh man, I don't even think I'm gonna ink it. I think I'm just gonna just leave it like this. Put a verse right here. No, I guess we should maybe try and ink it. Is it just me or inking is always just stressful? Just me or is it just like... This pen's working a little better. I kind of want to maybe just ink it on another layer. But I do like to keep these like under drawings in there, right? What can I do different about this one? Maybe I could put like maybe the wing things on this one like on that one. I just want to, because I've done this drawing a lot like that. Like I've done a lot of characters like that. So I kind of don't like that now. Well, I'll just keep it like how it was. We were going into this strong and now I've hit a wall. This is generally how they end up too. I end up going strong and then I end up messing it up and I continue messing it up and I just keep overworking it.
Conspiratorial person, you know,
is this at? Wilmington or something. What in the world?
Believe it or not, Vic has hooked me up with yet another complete signature, and it couldn't be any more amazing. If you think that this looks good, as I do, then you need one. But if you want to find out any more information, hit up your local bike shop or just hitbiker.com.
What? That was crazy. Wait, who was that? Oh, okay. This guy's a Flatlander, I think. Hmm. What? Dude, this dude's gnarly. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to try and ink this out. Sorry, I'm trying to just get prepared. mentally prepared to ink this out. Kind of wondering. I'm like hesitant, and I don't like feeling hesitant going into this ink. Yeah, I don't even know if we're gonna ink it out. I'm gonna have to do another layer. I might do a light box layer on this one. I just don't want to mess this, There's a lot of these things right here that I started, like, just guessing. Well, not guessing, but I don't have these lines completely dialed in. Maybe we'll ink it out tomorrow. Okay, let me put a stream marker on this.